Okay, I'm Dr. Mary Rensel here with Allie Hively. We are talking to our program directors and program coordinators out there. All right, let's talk about the emotions of your teams, your residents, your fellows. They've been through a lot. Oh my gosh. They're always going to be known as the generation that trained during the world pandemic. So let's talk about those emotions. It's scary sometimes to even bring up the word emotions. We get emotions talking about emotions. But why are they even important, and why do we talk about them as a source of professional well-being? Well, if we can actually learn to name and be aware of our emotions, number one, that is a huge feat, so that is a great skill to have, just strictly being aware and being able to name our emotions. So that would be the first thing we'd want to encourage with our residents. And why does it even matter? Well, the research shows that our emotional state will change our perception of things. So there was a really interesting functional MRI study where they look at a special kind of MRI when people are feeling different emotions by something that they're looking at. And when they were in a negative emotion, like more fearful or more scared or more angry about something, what they perceived in the images actually changed. Like they saw more negativity when they were negative. So our emotional state will change our perception. So it's super important. Allie, tell us, what
Yeah,
can we do for our teams to support their emotional awareness?
I love that. And I love that this
Yeah.
research is so clear because we know we can feel it, but we can't put
Yeah.
our finger on it sometimes. So the fact that knowing that like in our brain there's actually changes is so huge. And what we want to do is build a habit of emotional awareness. And it takes, it feels like it might be so simple, but when you go down to it, it's a matter of like just pausing and tuning in to ask yourself, set a limit, set a timer in your phone 3 times a day, maybe breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever time that may be for you, whether you're on a regular schedule or you're on a night shift schedule, doesn't matter. You're checking in on yourself and you're saying, like, how am I feeling? And then either put it in your phone, like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling exhausted. I'm feeling really drained. Or maybe in the morning, it's like, I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling energetic. Or maybe by lunchtime, it's like, I'm feeling defeated and then checking in on a couple days later to recognize either any patterns, like every day at lunch, I feel this feeling of like defeatedness, or every morning I'm hopeful, or every morning I'm filled with anxiety, and really starting to notice, are there patterns that are happening? And then it's also really starting to notice, am I more or less positive than I'm thinking that I am, right? If 3 times a day you're checking in, and 2 of the times, most days, you're feeling more of a negative state of energy or a negative state of emotion, that's something to just recognize, because there's so many different supports that we can offer, and that you can look for resources outside to help bring you more into that positive place of emotion. So awareness is the biggest thing, and you want to keep it so simple, but at the same time, with the research that Mary shares, know that it is so important, because just because it's simple does not mean that it's so important. So if you know this as a program coordinator and a program director, and you can start to pass this along to all your residents, to the people that you work with, you can have that positive impact yourself. If you are looking for ways that you want us to help support them in this, because we know that this is a topic that is a little bit unclear and definitely not always comfortable to bring to the workplace. When you're referring to professional well-being, this is so hugely important. And this is something that we're so passionate about, because there are these simple ways that we can address it and really build the resiliency and the well-being and the support in those communities. So if you're looking for different ways that you can bring this in, reach out to us. We would love to have a call, connect with you, and see how we can support you and your team. Hope you have a great day and start checking in on those emotions.